This start of a series is how to build specific heroes. Today we're talking about DITING. Once you pull him as free to play, definitely use him. One of the easier characters to build. DITING has huge single target damage, he's a crit rate based hero, and also has vulnerable. There's two ways to build him, one with 40% crit, and the rest in crit damage, attack, and speed, prioritizing in that order. As long as he's attacking his marked target, which he always will in auto, he gets a 60% increase in his crit rate, meaning you only have to build him at 40%. However, his gimmick, any crit rate higher than 100% will convert to crit damage 150% of that access. Just to note, a main stat Inferno module of crit rate or crit damage. Crit rate's 40%, crit damage is 60%. So technically if you just use crit rate as the main stat, you're still getting 60% crit damage. 150% of 40 is 60. So like I said, you can build one way 40% crit rate only and just blast out crit damage. Or the other way to build him is just build all crit rate and main stats. It's the same thing. Prioritizing skills. For his first skill, just level it up before you have to use a lattice. That's for the extra attack. Then you max out his third skill, boosting his ultimate damage and getting those 2 modules of speed. Then you max out his second skill to max out the passive, finally maxing out the first skill to increase that multiplier of that basic attack. Let's talk modules. Early game, just go full onslaught. When you start getting 2 matrix in your shells of 2 sets, then you do 1 set of onslaught and then a 4 set of either harvest or fury. When you get into mid game, you have 2 options. This is around the hell 2 to 4 range. If you're running a heavy debuff team like Dina for example, you run a 12 set of momentum and a 6 set of keen eye. But if you're not running a heavy debuff team, 12 set of onslaught and then a 6 set of either momentum or keen eye. It doesn't matter which, it's both 18% crit damage. Now late game when you're in Inferno, again it depends if you're running a heavy debuff team. First option is 12 set of momentum, 8 set of fury, and a 6 set of fury edge. If you're not running that heavy debuff team, just replace momentum with onslaught. Fury and fury edge is the best 8 set and 6 set end game. If you need some speed, you can swap out fury edge with swift raid. This will give you 15% speed and 20% attack. Shells. The best shell for DITING in my opinion is Revelation when you start getting mythic shells. This adds true damage based off the enemy's target HP. The harder the dungeon, the more HP the boss has. Codex of Magic is your second best shell. This highly depends if you're using like Lily, Dorothy the Wisher, or Fire Kachi. DITING will be able to use his ultimates twice. Mid-game shells, Twilight Knight, Tamamo Doji, Agent Lizard, and real early game Phantom Cat. Let's talk about team comps. To maximize DITING damage. DITING is very special because of his passive, so even if you have 100% crit rate, a crit rate buff is going to make him do more damage. So for team buffs, you want a crit rate buff, an attack buff, a crit damage buff. For debuffs, you want a defense down, and then hopefully vulnerable, maybe nightmare. Heinrich has last wounds. Other heroes have specific things that can boost the damage to the enemy. Well, let's talk about the easiest early game option for DITING. Number 41 for the attack buff and a speed boost for the turn meter. Second in your speed tune team is Gray. Crit rate buff and a defense down. Then you have DITING go, do his damage, then you throw in Dorothy the Wisher and use her second skill in DITING. This will make him go again and give him a crit damage buff. So he'll have the crit rate buff, the attack buff, and the crit damage buff. Then last on your list is Fire Kachi. You then use her second skill on DITING again. The ultimate's already going to be back up because of Dorothy and Kachi, reducing cooldowns of the skill. By this time the boss is dead. Now the ultimate team comp for DITING. You either start with Doki or Lily. Doki for turn meter plus a damage increase. Lily for twin trick. Lily will give DITING more turns, lowering his ultimate cooldown, more chances to apply vulnerable with the attack assist. Then you add in Klaus for the defense down, the hacking progress which will make the enemy take more damage. You can replace her with Dina if you don't have Klaus. Bayanton, attack buff and crit damage buff. Fourth on the roster is Rosa, gives that crit rate buff, and also her passive, especially if you're using Lily. She'll apply the debuff that takes 15 extra damage from basic attacks. Ting will have the attack buff, crit rate buff, crit damage buff, and it's GG. This will be a whole series on how to build specific heroes in the future. This is hopefully to make it easier for you on how to build them, if you have any questions. If you ended up liking this video, make sure to hit that sub button, hit that bell dingy dingy thing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!